In the summer of 1518, a woman stepped into the streets of Strasbourg and began to dance. She didn't stop, not for food, not for sleep. And within days, she wasn't alone. This is the story of a plague with no germ and no cure, and of hundreds of people who danced themselves to death. Strasbourg, in what's now France, was not having a good century. Harvest after harvest had failed. Food prices had soared. Disease was everywhere. Smallpox, syphilis, and a brutal sweating sickness. People were hungry, sick, and terrified. And into this misery, on a July day, walked a woman history remembers only as Frau Trophia. Without music, without warning, she started to dance, silently, feverishly, alone in the street. Her neighbors watched confused. A day passed, then two, then nearly a week, and Frau Trophia was still dancing, her feet bruised and bloody, seemingly unable to stop. And then something impossible happened. Other people started to join her. Within a week, more than 30 people were dancing. Within a month, some accounts put the number as high as 400. They filled the squares and alleyways, twitching and leaping as if in a trance, many clearly in agony but unable to stop. Chronicles from the time claimed that at the peak, as many as 15 people a day were dying from strokes, heart attacks, and sheer exhaustion. Historians still argue over that death toll, but everyone agrees the event was real and it was terrifying. So, what did the authorities do? Here's where it gets strange. They called in physicians who ruled out anything supernatural and blamed it on hot blood, a medical idea of the era. And their prescribed cure? More dancing. The theory was that the afflicted simply had to dance the sickness out of their bodies. So, the city cleared out guild halls, built a wooden stage, and even hired musicians and professional dancers to keep them going. You can probably guess how that went. Exhausted people, urged to dance even harder, collapsed in greater numbers than before. It took weeks before officials reversed course, banned the music, and finally carted the dancers off to a mountain shrine to pray for mercy. So, what actually caused it? People have argued for 5 centuries. Theory 1. Poison. A fungus called ergot grows on damp rye and produces compounds chemically related to LSD. Eat contaminated bread, and you can suffer convulsions, hallucinations, and a burning sensation in the limbs. It's a tempting explanation, but ergot poisoning usually chokes off blood flow to the arms and legs, which would make sustained dancing nearly impossible. So, a lot of scientists just aren't convinced. Theory 2 is more psychological and more chilling. Historian John Waller argues this was mass psychogenic illness, stress so extreme that it physically hijacks the body. Remember, these people were starving, sick, and living in genuine terror. And crucially, they believed in Saint Vitus, a saint who, legend said, could punish sinners by forcing them to dance. In a deeply superstitious, traumatized population, that single belief may have been enough to trigger a real, physical, contagious trance. We may never know for certain, but the dancing plague of 1518 is a haunting reminder that the mind and the crowd are stranger and more powerful than we like to admit. Fear can spread like a disease, and sometimes history's most bizarre chapters aren't the ones with battles and kings, but a quiet, forgotten summer when an entire city simply couldn't stop dancing.